Over the years, cinema has featured multiple actors who share so much chemistry that they wind up appearing in several movies together. The late 60s and early 70s saw Paul Newman and Robert Redford team up for timeless roles in The Sting and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, while the not-too-distant past has seen the likes of Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson collaborate across several successful genre films.
Where the hell are you going, McClane? I told you 9th Avenue is the quickest way south.
Stop goddamn yelling, I know what I'm doing.
Not even God knows what you're doing.
And more recently, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone have lit up the screen as a couple in love throughout several films, most notably 2016's La La Land. There have also been some less than memorable big screen partnerships, and the less said about them, the better.
Daddy, what's a nympho?
Oh, the nympho is the state bird of Ohio.
Oh.
You're the state idiot of Hawaii.
Today we're comparing two of the greatest titans to ever grace the silver screen. No, not that kind of titan. We're pitting the raging bull himself, Robert De Niro, against Tony Montana incarnate, Al Pacino. These two acting legends have only shared the screen 4 times so far, but their lasting legacy from these films and also in separate endeavors is second to none. However, which of these acting legends has had the most rich, satisfying, and impressive career to date? They each have contrasting acting styles, approaches, and techniques. While their credits include many bona fide classics, they also have shared a similar amount of turkeys to put a few dents in their otherwise outstanding reputations.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
So who's gonna be the made man in our battle? Strap on a gun belt, practice some macho lines in front of a mirror, and
Say hello to my little friend.
as it's time for Face Off!
Disclaimer. No actual science was used to determine the outcome of Face Off. Your results may vary. Please do not consume Face Off if you are allergic to conjecture, opinion, or general nonsense.
Round 1, Origins. Robert De Niro, or Robert Anthony De Niro Jr. to give him his full name, is arguably best known for his 9 collaborations with acclaimed American filmmaker Martin Scorsese. However, his backstory is equally as compelling, as with the actor being the only child of parents who were painters.
I heard you paint houses.
Yes, sir, I do, and I also do my own carpentry.
And unfortunately split when he was young. His acting career began when he joined the Dramatic Workshop Acting School in New York and first treaded the boards as a 10-year-old in a school performance of The Wizard of Oz as the Cowardly Lion. As he grew older, he found that performing was a great way to overcome his shyness and dropped out of school to pursue acting as a career, later stating that, "When I was around 18, I was looking at a TV show and said, if these actors are making a living at it and they're not really that good, I can't do any worse than them." Fair enough. His first major breakthrough came when he was cast in 1968's Greetings with director Brian De Palma, an initial collaboration which would go on to be a fruitful partnership in later films with the revered filmmaker.
You're here because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing. Nothing. And if you were a man, you would have done it now. You don't got a thing.
Al Pacino was raised in the East Harlem neighborhood of Upper Manhattan, and like De Niro, his parents also divorced when he was young. It wasn't until his teenage years that he pursued his passion for acting and was accepted into the High School of Performing Arts in New York City. Pacino later joined the HB studio in New York, where he met acting teacher Charlie Loughton, who became his mentor and best friend. However, during this time, he found himself unemployed and sleeping either on the streets, in theaters, or on the floor at friends' apartments. Not exactly living a lavish actor's lifestyle yet. Tragically, Pacino lost his mother when he was only 22, closely followed by the death of his grandfather, with the loss of 2 very influential people in his personal life having a profound effect on the aspiring actor. However, his luck turned around after studying for 4 years at HB Studios. He eventually auditioned successfully for the Actors Studio, a membership organization of professional actors, theater directors, and playwrights in Hell's Kitchen, where Pacino studied method acting. This allowed him to build relationships with acting coaches such as Lee Strasberg that helped him forge the career we all know and admire today. Verdict: De Niro's origins would make a compelling docuseries on their own. However, for the more challenging rise to a successful acting career, this round goes to Al Pacino.
What should I do? Throw him out! You hear him? He just said throw him out. He's the boss. What should I get? Tell him to get a Honda! Hey, he just said it. He's the boss.
Round 2, breakout performances. De Niro already had appeared in a series of short films and feature dramas, such as 1965's Encounter and Sam's Song from 1969, but it wasn't until his first collaboration with movie maestro Martin Scorsese on 1973's Mean Streets that his star began to rise exponentially.
Hey, asshole! This is for you, asshole!
Scorsese offered De Niro several roles on the movie, but he was ultimately keen on him playing Johnny Boy, a small-time crook working his way up the mob food chain. De Niro and his co-star Harvey Keitel were given a certain amount of freedom to improvise their lines in particular scenes. However, De Niro's performance caught the eye of assistant director Ron Satloff, who described De Niro as extremely serious, extremely involved in his role, and preparation. Such was his dedication to the role that he would often distance himself from the rest of the cast and crew in order to fully immerse himself in the character. He was also offered a role in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather, but opted to star in The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight instead. Way to go, Rob. However, Coppola remembered the young actor and cast him in one of his most iconic roles of all time, as the young Vito Corleone in The Godfather Part 2. While De Niro was kicking ass and rising through the cinematic mob scene early in his acting career, Al Pacino, on the other hand, was doing the, well, exact same thing, more or less. He had a small role in NYPD in 1968 that was followed by dramatic roles in both 1969's Me, Natalie and The Panic in Needle Park in 1971. However, his major breakthrough came when he was cast as Michael Corleone in the crime epic The Godfather. Unlike De Niro's character in the franchise, Vito Corleone, Michael is a reluctant member of the mob family, which brought a different approach to the material. Pacino beat out the likes of Jack Nicholson, Robert Redford, and Warren Beatty for the part, and his casting angered the studio, who wanted somebody more well-known and established. For the role, Pacino was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but boycotted the ceremony, stating his displeasure at being in the supporting category rather than Best Actor, as he had more screen time than the winner of that category, Marlon Brando. Maybe he wasn't quite method enough for the board at the time. Little did they know what was to come. Verdict. Both actors had very similar breakout roles in their respective Godfather credits. However, for a more initially intense, diverse choice of roles, this round goes to Robert De Niro.
Frank! Hey, Frank, Rudy's on. He's good people. Stay the fuck out of this!
Round 3, iconic roles. As we mentioned before, both actors have their own signature style that has helped to shape many iconic, memorable roles that are now ingrained in cinema history. De Niro's turn as Vito Corleone was an intense, highly praised performance, but he has gone on to help shape other characters across various genres that are perhaps even more iconic, if we can ignore Dirty Grandpa, that is.
Bam! Who does the taxes? H&R Cockblock?
Perhaps one of his more understated yet devastating roles was Michael in Camino's 1978 classic The Deer Hunter, a movie of two halves that see De Niro channel his inner turmoil to the beleaguered Michael, with the game of Russian roulette being a key scene. More obvious and perhaps eternally embedded within pop culture are his turns as Travis Bickle and Jake LaMotta in Scorsese's Raging Bull and Taxi Driver, which saw the actor fully immerse himself into the characters. Following this, we get De Niro return to the mob scene in both Goodfellas and Casino, going full psycho as Max Cady in Cape Fear, stretching his comedy chops in Meet the Parents trilogy, and recently revisiting some similar roles from his past in both The Irishman and Joker.
How about another joke, Murray?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, or mohawk, of his roles. Go ahead, ask someone to name a De Niro character, and you'll likely hear any of these simply roll off the tongue. Likewise, ask anybody to name an iconic character from the acting canon of Al Pacino, and the first name to fire from their mouths like a round from an M16 would be Scarface. Well, when in reality they would say Tony Montana.
My name is Nicky, and I'm gonna kill all you suckers for no reason.
That's not me. That's not cockroach Tony Montana.
but the movie's title may be etched in their mind a tad more than the character's name. Scarface was arguably the second most influential role Pacino has played after his epic turn as Michael in the Godfather trilogy, and it allowed him to really delve deep into the more intense acting range and style that he is now so renowned for. While Pacino went on to star in many more excellent, successful movies such as Carlito's Way, Heat, Donnie Brasco, Insomnia, and Geely. Yeah, kidding. Just don't kill us in the comments. You could argue that not many of the roles would be deemed household names. This doesn't detract from his acting abilities or the merits of the movies he starred in outside of those featuring his best known characters. However, he is perhaps more well known for his style of acting rather than who he's played. Disagree? Hit us up in the comments. Verdict: Al Pacino has played some wonderfully memorable characters, but thanks to a wider range of household names and roles, this round goes to Dirty Grandpa himself, Robert De Niro.
He was an asshole before.
Hoo-ah.
Now all he is a blind asshole.
Hoo-ah.
Round 4. Funny how? When you're a celebrated thespian who has starred in some of the most memorable, hard-hitting, gritty, and mesmerizing movies of all time, and you're a little bored with all the plaudits, what do you do next? You strap on a milking bra and rap in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name?
Dunkachino.
It's a whole new game.
Dunkachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Earlier in his career, Robert De Niro flirted with comedy and action in the superb Midnight Run, with perhaps one of his best lesser-known roles as Jack Walsh, whose banter and chemistry with the late great Charles Grodin makes Martin Brest's movie a must-watch on any De Niro Netflix binge. His put-upon character is the perfect foil for Grodin's quick-witted mafia accountant, and the movie is a joy from beginning to end. The second best memorable comedic role is in the Meet the Parents trilogy, where he plays the ex-CIA ultra-serious head of the family, Jack Burns, opposite Ben Stiller's trying too hard to impress the in-laws and failing spectacularly, Greg Fucker. De Niro's deadpan reactions are in perfect contrast to Stiller's over-the-top antics, and the balance of sarcasm, wit, physical comedy, and one-liners is magnificent.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
De Niro also brought warmth and humor to other notable films such as Wag the Dog, The Intern, and yes, the regrettable Dirty Grandpa.
Bam! Are you still Jenny from the cock block?
What the fuck? What is your obsession with my ass?
Pacino, like his opponent in this bloodthirsty grudge match, was cast in a Quentin Tarantino film in a largely comedic role as Marvin Schwartz, a flamboyant agent who tries to convince Leonardo DiCaprio's aging actor Rick Dalton to make westerns over in Italy. Pacino's time on the screen is short, but it's a reminder that with the right direction, he has a knack for comedy.
I light up, I pour myself a cognac, and I watch the 14 Fists of McCluskey. What a picture. What a picture.
Good picture, yeah.
Prior to this, he has had mixed bag of comedic roles to chew on. 2015's Danny Cullen is a slightly overlooked gem that sees Pacino blend comedy with pathos effortlessly in a tale about a rock star who discovers that John Lennon once wrote him a letter earlier in his career. Pacino received a Golden Globe for the funny, heartwarming role. He also had another small but key role in Ocean's 13 opposite the ragtag team of thieves led by George Clooney and Brad Pitt. His comedic chops were also visible, quite literally, in 1990's Dick Tracy, for which he received a Best Supporting Actor nod at the Oscars, while the quality of the films dipped even lower with Stand Up Guys and Jack and Jill.
Where is she?
Al, I don't know
Where you hiding her?
She's coming back. She just is not here right.
Hey, Jill!
Verdict: while De Niro starred in some excellent comedies earlier in his career, plus a great turn in 2 of the 3 Meet the Parents movies,
I will bring you down, baby. I will bring you down to Chinatown.
this round ultimately goes to Al Pacino.
Yeah,
That's what I've been jerking off to for the last 850 nights in a row. A fucking home-cooked meal. Oh, tuna casserole.
Round 5, awards season. The ultimate accolade for any aspiring actor is to win an award in some shape or form for their efforts. The Oscars may have lost some relevance and respect recently due to the behavior of certain nominees. However, the achievement of being nominated for an Academy Award of Merit, a Golden Globe, or also a BAFTA is still highly regarded in some industry circles overall. Robert De Niro has been nominated for 8 Oscars in his career, winning 2 of them for Best Supporting Actor in The Godfather Part 2 and had Best Actor win for Raging Bull. He also has 2 Golden Globe Awards, one for Best Actor, again for Raging Bull, and a Cecil B. DeMille Award for Outstanding Contributions to the World of Entertainment. In addition, he received the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, becoming the 56th actor to do so. He's received wins for various roles in other ceremonies and festivals, with his overall stats showing 42 wins and 94 nominations. Not too shabby, Dirty Grandpa. Not too shabby at all.
I want to fuck until my dick falls off. I want to fuck a horse, and I want to drink its blood.
I'm gonna throw up.
Al Pacino is no stranger to award ceremonies himself and has 1 more Oscar nomination than De Niro, with 9, but 1 less win at the Oscars, which was awarded for Best Actor in Scent of a Woman.
Hoo-ah! Congratulations.
Among his other accolades include 2 BAFTAs for Dog Day Afternoon and The Godfather Part 2, Emmys for TV shows Angels in America and You Don't Know Jack, as well as 2 Tony Awards and 4 Golden Globes. He has also picked up several honorary awards in his career, including the honorary Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival in '94 and the Golden Globe Cecil B. DeMille Award in 2001. Overall, though, his stats show that he has been nominated a total of 60 times, with 33 wins coming from those, so clearly Mr. Pacino does pretty all right for himself. However, for every glittering award ceremony and prestigious win, there also comes a flip side to this in the shape of the dreaded Golden Raspberries, or Razzies as they are affectionately known. We'll delve deeper into the movies that De Niro and Pacino were nominated for in the next round, but De Niro has just the 2 nominations for Worst Screen Couple in Showtime and Worst Actor for Dirty Grandpa, and let's face it, no one came out of the latter with any dignity left. Pacino, on the other hand, has nominations for Revolution, Gigli, and a joint Worst Actor nomination in the same year for 88 Minutes and Righteous Kill, with 1 win as Worst Supporting Actor for Jack and Jill.
Popeye, we did it! We did it!
Verdict. This was a closely fought round, but it goes to the actor with the most impressive accolades and least amount of Razzies. Robert De Niro.
Oh, no! 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 I'm dead! Dead!
Round 6, Misfires. It's fair to say that De Niro has portrayed his fair share of tough guys on screen. Jake LaMotta, Max Cady, Jack Walsh, to name but a few, and in both Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers, he spoofs this reputation to great success. However, by the time the camera started rolling on the 3rd movie, it was clear he had already checked out on the role of Jack Burns. His disinterested performance shrieks of a contractual obligation and one last paycheck from the franchise to complete the trilogy rather than embrace what could have been a fitting send-off for all involved. Speaking of paychecks, what else could possibly explain his decision to star as fearless leader in the 2000 atrocity, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, in which he lays a massive turd on his legacy by parodying his best work?
Are you talking to me?
What?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking about you.
Well, I'm the only one here, so you must be talking to me.
Okay.
Perhaps the worst of the bunch, though, is Dirty Grandpa, that saw De Niro's character take Zac Efron's Jason Kelly on a pre-wedding road trip that involves dick jokes, childish pranks, and, in one unforgettable scene, a masturbating De Niro. It's turkey time, and Pacino is not without his fair share of flops that tarnish his otherwise illustrious career. But can they top De Niro for cringe factor? Let's take a look. Perhaps his most notorious misstep is the movie that everyone involved with would like to destroy with an M16 machine gun, followed by being smashed to smithereens by Hulk, just to be certain. Gilly. I don't even like saying it. Look away now, kids, from the obligatory clip from the movie.
It's turkey time.
Huh?
Gobble, gobble.
The movie is a terribly jarring mix of Tarantino-light mob antics and awful rom-com tropes with a generous sprinkling of homophobia and digs at those with a disability. Pacino had already successfully collaborated with Gigli director Martin Brest on Scent of a Woman, but their follow-up feature with Pacino only appearing in one scene is perhaps the most embarrassing movie in recent memory. It also seemed like, for a time, movie pitch meetings must have been like, let's have a crime happen at the beginning, then we'll just let Al do his thing. And this is surely what explains the tired mess that is 2007's 88 Minutes, in which his police officer character has exactly that amount of time to figure out who will kill him.
Tick-tock. You got 12 hours to live.
Also worth mentioning again is the Adam Sandler mess, Jack and Jill. But at least Pacino seems to be having fun in that movie. Verdict: these two actors have appeared in a similar amount of bargain bin titles over their respectable careers, but we can't overlook De Niro's dirty grandpa and the embarrassing nods to his past great roles. So by default, this round goes to Al Pacino.
I haven't had sex in 15 years, Jason, and I want to fuck.
Round 7. Iconic moments. We're getting right down to the wire in this face-off. Both actors are bloody bruised, but which can ultimately earn the crown of greatest living legend? One way to find out is to look at just what audiences know them for. Robert De Niro has made many wonderful movies, but mention him in conversation and what springs to mind? It's easy to list his best characters. The Godfather himself, Vito Corleone, Neil McCauley from Heat, Taxi Drivers, Travis Bickle, Jimmy the Gent Conway in Goodfellas, Raging Bulls, Jack LaMotta, Jack Burns in Meet the Parents, Cape Fear's Max Cady, and Midnight Run's Jack Walsh.
Looks like I'm walking.
Regarding Pacino, his transformation from being a kid who doesn't want to be part of his mob family to the head of the 5 families of New York is transfixing and perhaps his most iconic role to date.
Is it true?
Don't ask me about my business.
No.
His turn as Tony Montana, however, is arguably more memorable for that line.
Say hello to my little friend!
And we can't finish this face-off without mentioning Pacino and De Niro's epic face-off in Michael Mann's Heat.
Maybe that's the way it'll be. Or, who knows?
Well, maybe we'll never see each other again.
Both actors elevate an already amazing script, and their scene together when they go head-to-head in a restaurant is cinematic catnip. So the final bell has been rung. Both fighters have picked themselves up off the canvas after landing their final blows, but who remains the victor this time? Al Pacino has had a glittering career and recent roles in The House of Gucci, along with the upcoming turn as a titular character in King Lear, shows there is no stopping this acting force.
Why'd I get mixed up with that bitch?
Because she got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
However, for a more well-rounded career that has shown a greater range of acting acumen and choice of iconic roles, this round and also this face-off goes to the Raging Bull himself.
But in the end, I wound up right back where I started. I could still pick winners, and I could still make money for all kinds of people back home. And why mess up a good thing? And that's that.
Winner, Robert De Niro.
This must never be seen by anyone.
But don't let us have the final word. Tell us in the comments which actor is your pick, Robert De Niro or Al Pacino. As usual, thanks for watching our show, and we'll see you next time on Face Off.
What the fuck? Want to be a lamb and get that for me?